do it for the taste, because as I said, who doesn't like a cinnamony chamomile type tea that is something that you can just go out into your yard and pick and start making tea instantly. Hey everybody, so in my last video about dandelions, I briefly mentioned the benefits of them, but today I'd like to go a little bit more in depth than that, and I'm also going to try to collect a bunch to freeze them. Now, we have so many dandelions in this yard because we purposely cultivate them, but so at the same time when you pick the dandelion flowers, it tells them to produce more stems. So oftentimes for a while you can have them actually produce more buds. And I'm gonna be picking a lot, but I'm not gonna be picking them all. But you can see in just this one section of the yard, which doesn't include any of the other property, we have so many dandelions here. So I'm gonna just go around and pick some. And what I'd like to do is actually freeze them and store them so that I can have tea and keep ingesting the benefits that this tea is going to bring me, let alone the fact, as I showed in my last video, the cinnamony chamomile flavor that comes from dandelion is delicious, and we've all started really enjoying. And now that it's going to be raining this next week, I really want to collect it now so that I can have some tea. And these things are going to be blooming and leaving us not, they're only going to be here for so long. But later in the year, I'll be able to do things like making a potential coffee from the roots. So anyway, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to pick some of these and talk about the benefits. All right, so dandelion tea has anti-inflammatory benefits that potentially could be good for anti-inflammatory problems, arthritis, etc. And I really don't think in this day and age you can get enough anti-inflammatory benefits in your body. So who knows how much you would need to drink. I would not want to personally use it to do something that I've been diagnosed with, but it may be something that potentially adds with other things. Dandelions flowers have antioxidants in them. So this is going to potentially protect protect ourselves against free radicals, potentially against things like cancer. And there's a big craze about things like that right now and the numerous health benefits that we can get. Okay, dandelion is believed to have a laxative-like effect that can help just with normal movement. It's not going to just make you run to the bathroom, but it can help regulate and make sure that you've got good movement, I'll say. Now my goal is to fill this bucket up in the hopes that I'll be able to fill a freezer gallon bag with it. Now, dandelion tea has always been believed to have a detoxifying effect. There's a lot of different things on whether or not detoxifying things are actually working or doing anything, but it is said to have a detoxifying effect. And I would say the benefits that it has to your urine maybe say that would be true. Speaking of, it is known to have urinary effects. Essentially, it's a diuretic that can help with having good urinary health. So, supposedly, lots of benefits. If you don't want to do it for the listed benefits, do it for the taste, because as I said, who doesn't like a cinnamony chamomile type tea that is something that you can just go out into your yard and pick and start making tea instantly. Now, all I would do after I pick these is wash them off and then boil them. That's it. That's all you have to do. I'm going to simply put them in freezer bags. But normally what you would want to do is wash them, dry them, and then put them into the freezer bag, and potentially even put them on pans so they can freeze separately, throw them in the freezer bag. But I'd like to try this way just to see if they even stick to each other in the first place and I have to worry about it. And then when I actually go to eat them, well, put them in tea, I'm going to pour boiling water over them to clean them, and then I'm going to put them in my tea. And with the tea, it's just about anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. So, birds playing around. So that's everything there. I'll probably show the next process here, but I'm going to keep on picking some dandelions. Such a beautiful flower. I don't know how we've considered this to be a weed. It's an amazing pollinator. In different parts of Europe, they say that people use these regularly, and during the Great Depression, people would collect dandelions on the way home. The greens are used as salads as well as the flowers. You can also use the flowers and leaves in order to make salad or tea. You can use the roots as a coffee replacement by just putting them in a pan and roasting them until they're slightly brown, and I guess it's similar to the taste of coffee. So there's so many ways to use it. The greens are best eaten as a salad at the beginning of the year before they start flowering, not only because that's where the nutrition is going to be, but also because they're less bitter in the early parts of spring. But even now you can still do it, and I did put it within my tea the other day and it was great. But for the most part, I want to leave the dandelions alone, and so I haven't been picking the leaves, but I will harvest some roots later in the year after they've gone through this whole process, as they really are spreading everywhere, which we're fine with, but there's enough that I can process the roots. Some people will tell you to just process the roots anyway, because it is a non-native plant, so you're not necessarily going to be messing with the ecosystem. But why not give your honeybees a flower that they can start using early in the year, and at the same time, oh, butterfly, giving so many benefits to you. But I'm just gonna keep picking here, and we'll probably see you guys inside. All right, everybody, here with my helper Bear. He wants to go play. We got a beautiful basket, but look at how many are still here. I mean, this place is still covered. I definitely haven't taken away anything from it, but I love seeing dandelions. I always have. I've never understood why they were considered a weed. But I wanted to talk really quick. Many people will say that you need to get the greens off of the flower because they're bitter. So first off, I did not have the same experience. I didn't think that the tea with them on was too bitter at all. I thought it was just very flavorful. And I do like coffee though, and I like dark chocolate, so I do like bitter things, but I truly didn't taste any bitter, and my parents, neither of them mentioned it. So I would maybe make that choice on your own, because right now all I have to do is go run these under water to wash them, put them in a cup, and put boiling water over them for 10 minutes. How easy is that? It sounds like something that would be amazing to do in the morning. Walk out into nature, outside, go pick some dandelions, grab 10, 15 of them, some dandelion flowers, and grab 10 or 15 of them, go inside and clean them up a little and make some tea. That's so easy compared to having to peel off every single one of these. And like I said, I truly didn't find that it affected the taste at all. So I'm gonna get in here, I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea, and I'm going to freeze the rest I may have not collected enough yet, but there's tons of other places in the yard that I can go to. So with the ones that I'm washing, I'm just gonna grab a little bowl. I'm gonna say a handful for just 1 cup of tea, right there. And we're just gonna rinse them. That's it. And then I'm going to put them in here. Excuse the camera skills, but doing this with one hand is... And we are going to be boiling this, so I'm not overly concerned with the cleanliness. I just want it to be clean. So we're going to go ahead and get this going and get some water started. Cool, it's already full. So we're gonna fill that up, and we're literally just gonna have it for 10 minutes. But with these, I'm going to get a gallon. You know what? I'm just gonna do a quart. I think a quart is gonna be perfect with how much I gathered. So I'm gonna make sure my hands are dry. I might even run just 1 paper towel through them. Okay, so just to make sure, yeah, I think these are nice and dry. So I'm just gonna put them in this quart. I'm not overly concerned with the cleanliness because, like I said, I'm gonna be washing them after they're frozen with boiling water, and then I will steep them. So look at all that pollen. But there we go. And now I'm just gonna be sticking them in the freezer, and maybe tonight or tomorrow I'll try to collect them, and I'll see you then. So I'm gonna enjoy this fresh cup right now. All right, so it's been a couple days. I'm gonna check the dandelions in the freezer. Here they go. So they are kind of stuck together, but I think I'll be able to grab a handful. Yep. So I'm just gonna grab a chunk. And then well, that was a fail. Then I'm gonna grab our hot water. And I'm gonna first just do the rinse. So that was the rinse. And then our actual boil. And that instantly it instantly de-thawed them. And they pulled apart just fine. But I'm gonna put this right back in so it doesn't gather a bunch of moisture and makes it harder and harder to pull apart. But there we go. I made more of a mess than you would need to, but I found that a handful is actually better for a cup this size than the cup I showed earlier. So that's it, and I'll probably say how it tastes in 10 minutes, but yeah, I'm very happy with how it froze and with all those benefits and just how many dandelions there are everywhere. No reason to not get a little bit of a stock for throughout winter and throughout summer and hopefully even winter. So do a taste test and then that'll be it. It's still nice. It still has the flower taste. Maybe the cinnamon taste isn't as strong, but I also don't normally eat before I have it, and I did this time. Yeah, it's like a nice cup of chamomile almost. So there we have it. Dandelion tea. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like and a follow, and we'll see you next time.